every 2 months or so, I would end up at my mom's house, like all broken, either with a bag from jail or just like with one shoe on, or he'll just drop me off in like my shirt and boxers, and like I'm looking all like crazy, and then I would just like unleash while I was in my mom's house.
Welcome back to the Hopeaholics Podcast. I'm your girl, Natalie Eva Marie.
And I'm Chad Carlson, and you're listening to the #1 addiction and mental health podcast.
And you guys, if you or a loved one is struggling, make sure you head to askevamarie.com or chaddick.com and chat with one of our AI companions 24/7.
Or text the number right here on the screen.
Together, we are breaking the stigma around addiction and mental health.
And fighting the fentanyl epidemic.
Now, let's get into the episode.
Gladys, welcome to the Hopeaholics Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Wait, but I didn't get to say what I wanted to say.
What were you going to say?
Now I'm here.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
they were holding it down while I was gone. I was on Zoom, so I got to see you. But
We had an impersonator,
that's right.
but she did good.
She
She did good. She held it down.
She did a really good job.
Yeah. She kept my seat warm.
Yeah. She was cracking up, though, when she came.
It was funny, though, when you were putting her on the spot, I felt her like getting internally red,
Yeah.
you were embarrassing her.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
for coming back
Of course.
and sharing. So you were here about, month and a half ago?
I think so.
About a month, and shared on the Recover Out Loud.
Yep.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Had to bring you back.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's important. I think it's like, I love it when we get outside of our comfort zone and share our experience, strength, and hope. That's the only way that we're able to help other people, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have you here today and kind of dive into your background.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like as far back as where did you grow up?
I grew up in Sierra. Well, I'm total Cali girl, but I was born in West Africa in Sierra Leone.
Oh my goodness.
So I was there until about the age of 7, and I had a good childhood. Like all I had to do was really just focus on getting good grades and learning how to speak English. Like my uncle and aunt, the ones that raised me, it was a strict household, and all he wanted us to do was learn how to speak English. Like we'd be playing around or like causing trouble, and he's just like, speak English, and the whole house would be quiet. So we were well off. So we had it was a mini mansion on the beach. We had helpers in the house, drivers, that kind of stuff. So I didn't have to struggle for anything, and we had a great front yard and backyard. So a really, really healthy childhood.
I mean, you clearly learned how to speak English because you speak it fantastic.
Thank you.
So what's the native language?
Well, we have tribes.
Tribes?
So I'm part of the Mende tribe.
Okay.
And so my tribe speaks Mende. And then there's the Timidi tribe and the Fulan tribe. So they all have their languages, but the main slang in the country is Creole,
Okay.
which is kind of like the traditional American Creole, like when you hear about
Yep.
Creole people. So it's like a mixture of Portuguese, Spanish, broken English. Like if I were to speak it, you would probably understand half of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So you were 7 when you came to Cali?
Yeah, 1995, man.
What made that
1995.
happen?
Well, me and my aunt, they were trying to get me. My mom came overseas when I was 2 to set up a future for me and her. Her and her siblings just started migrating all over the world after college, and she came to America. And I remember me and my aunt would walk to the U.S. Embassy every day trying to get me a visa to come, and they would just reject me. And so I got in an accident that took out my eyesight in my left eye, and so I had to fly over for surgery. So they gave me a medical acceptance to come over, and so when I came over, I was able to stay on my visa until my stepfather and my mom worked on getting my citizenship.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
nice.
Wait, what happened with the eye situation? That's scary.
So my family would go to this hotel to play tennis every Saturday. Would like run together as a family and get there. And my uncle, he was like semi-pro, and me and my cousin, we were in charge of like picking up the tennis balls and like taking it off the court. And I happened to just run on the court when I wasn't supposed to, and the ball was like coming at like 60 miles per hour, and I stood up and it just knocked me out. Fell on the floor. My eye was like shut for like a whole 24 hours. And then when they opened it up, my vision was gone. Yeah.
Did it come back?
No.
No.
It's I can see, but where the scar tissue was removed, it's very blurry. So like it's not as useful as it should be, but I can kind of see. So partially blind.
Oh my gosh, how crazy.
Yeah. And I have double vision. So I see two of you. There's like a little faded version of you floating
What?
to the right.
Oh my gosh.
Not two of her, man. That's you can only handle
Watch out.
one.
One is
Could you
enough.
imagine if you were an identical twin?
Damn.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So, I mean, that has to be super traumatic, especially how old were you?
7.
Oh my goodness.
It was just recently that like I realized I was like, that had an impact on me.
For sure.
I didn't even think about it till just like 2 weeks ago, and I started crying, and I was like, I'm never gonna be able to see out of my left eye. It was like I'm 38 now, and I'm like I'm realizing this now, after 31 years of not seeing from my left eye. I was like, I'm never gonna be able to see out of my left eye.
Well, and
Yeah.
then not only that, but it's also like a big transition from you flew over into America to get your medical and everything going. I don't know. I just feel like that's such a big experience to be 7 years old, and then also losing eyesight
Yeah.
at the same time. So it's like new coming at you left and right.
Yeah.
Now, what was it like coming though from West Africa over to here? Was there a change in because you said you were living in a nice area, beach house. What did you call them? Workers.
Mini mansion.
Mini mansion.
Yeah.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Workers.
Yeah, she
6'7".
called him something. 6'7". I don't want.
Oh my gosh.
I love 6'7" now. And it's totally out probably by now, huh?
Yeah.
Because In and Out stopped even doing the 6'7" number.
Oh my gosh.
For real.
Yeah.
But was there any change in the shift of when you came over here?
Huge like shock. It was a huge culture shock. First of all, like I have a raspy voice, and so but when I was a kid, it was deeper for some reason. So I was like the 7-year-old girl with these crazy African braids that were swirling around, and then some were falling down. A couple were sticking up in the front, at the top, but I sounded like this, and I had a thick African
wow.
accent, and I couldn't wait to see my mother. Like so it was interesting, and so. Overseas, I would say people might have less, but they were more friendly, more community based. So when I came to America, I felt like people were a lot more closed off. And so I was kind of like surprised. I'm like, why aren't people saying hello to me? Like, hi friend, so it was different. And yeah, the kids definitely poked fun at me for
and then
my hair.
where did you go to school?
I landed in West Covina, so I went to I was in elementary at Via Corta, Giano, then Nogales High School. It was suburban, so it wasn't bad. Very diverse. Yeah, but I was just primed to just get good grades because in an African family, that's all they want. Good grades, or you can't sit at the table and talk to us. You're either becoming a doctor or a nurse, and that's it. And I'm like, no, I want to be an artist. Like, I don't do that. So I was already the black sheep in a black family. So it was going to be bad for me.
It's not a white sheep when you're in a black family.
That's
a good one.
I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to start saying that was the white sheep.
You were the white sheep of the family.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any siblings?
No.
Okay,
No?
So you're the only child, so then pressure is on times a million. You're going to be that doctor, whatever,
Yeah.
big time.
I found out though at 27 that Papa was a Rolling Stone and I had siblings in
Oh.
different places. That was another traumatic thing too. Like, what? This whole time?
No way. How'd you find out?
Well, I knew of my half sister. She was there before I left. We like met twice. And 20 years later, we had been trying to get a hold of each other, and she got a hold of me and said, "Hey, I found out that we have a sister." She said, "I found out that we have a brother," and I was like, "No way!" I was like, "Send me the picture, and my heart will confirm it." I get the picture, and my jaw drops because he was a male version of me, and I'd never seen that. I was like, "That's my brother." He was a fisherman on a boat in Senegal somewhere. And then she said, "Oh, I have more news. We have another sibling." I was like, "No, I can't take this. I can't." She was like, "Yeah, it's a girl. She's supposed to be in Europe somewhere." And so I was so mad at my dad, and I called him, like, cussing him out. And I was like, "What's my birthday?" I'm like testing him out to see if he remembers my birthday. And he didn't. So more reason to drink.
Yeah. So your dad, because you said when you came over, your mom and your stepdad.
Yes.
And dad was where?
He came overseas later on, but he was still in Africa, and then he moved to the East Coast. Yeah.
Was he a part of your childhood or not so much? Was it just your mom and stepdad?
He was just my mom and stepdad. I'm grateful. My stepdad was actually a really good father figure for me. He was kind. He was very compassionate, and he took me to when he saw that I was struggling, he took me to some of my first places for resources. And like when he passed away, I look back, I was like, that was so vital because I didn't have that family member that really wanted to help me like that. So
yeah. When did it's kind of start getting excessive, like you're drinking?
When I was 18, so being in a strict household, you know not to dabble in stuff. So in high school, I would hear about all these fun things that people were doing, and I'm like, oh, just grades and honor, scholar athlete, blah, blah, blah. And then when I was 18, because I was just rebellious and defiant at heart, and I was just like, you know what, I'm sick of this. I want to have some fun. And so I started drinking at 18, and that's when house parties were really, really fun. So my girls in South OC, everywhere, Riverside, LA, we would show up to these house parties with handles. And when I look at 18-year-olds today, I'm like, oh my God, I was a baby.
Right.
Just walking in and I think within 6 months of drinking, I had crashed my mom's car around a telephone pole, and my uncle and aunt that actually raised me in Africa were in town that same weekend. So my mom was like, I got her now. I get to tell them how bad of a daughter she's been. And so she's like, see, when they show up to the scene, she was like, see, this is what she's been doing. And I'm like, let me just pretend I'm sleeping. So that was just 6 months after I started drinking. And then 6 months after that, I'm passing out in the bathroom. And two guys, one-on-one, go in there, and they forced me to perform fellatio on them. And I had no idea this had happened. So for about a week, it was my first experience of a blackout. And so these so-called friends that I was with, I was just like, what's going, something's up. People are being different all of a sudden. And so I was making phone calls, what's going on? And then finally one person told me hey, this person and this person, they went into the bathroom when you were passed out. But they told us this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then I was so angry. I was like, oh, I should I don't know if I want to press charges, this and that. But I was just too ashamed. And so they heard that I was possibly thinking about pressing charges. So the two guys actually got a hold of me and apologized. One was like, oh, I'm moving to Vegas. I have to go be with my baby mama, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I don't care, and then I was like, just tell me exactly what happened. Tell me what happened. And then both of them on different occasions told me the same story. So in my heart, I knew it was true, and nothing went further. That's why today I'm not too shy about talking about it, because I think I've healed over it. But for the next, 3 years, I was drinking and I didn't know why I was drinking so much. And by the time I was 21, I basically I thought I was over alcohol. So I picked up weed. You guys can like interrupt me whenever you want.
No. We let you go.
I
I'm going
I
on a
did
journey.
something like that too. Mine was like I quit alcohol though, and I picked up speed. And that's where it all went bad for me.
Just one leap. That's a huge leap, right?
I thought alcohol was my problem. And I was like, I'm just going to stop the alcohol and only smoke meth.
Oh.
That was my plan. That was my evil plan.
You know, I
I mean,
think
mine was right there with you.
Cocaine?
That's a hell of a drug.
It sure is.
Stopped drinking, and I was like, oh, this is
I
my
can just
shit.
do coke
That's
every
all-
day.
every day.
Every fucking
Every
day.
day. Give me that 8-ball.
Oh yeah.
So you were like, I got a problem with alcohol. I could just smoke weed.
I knew I had a problem internally. It hadn't gotten so bad that people in my life were like, "Hey, like you got a problem," but I was just like, "Okay, let me prove to myself that I'm good. You know, I'm not an alcoholic. Let me prove to myself that I'm normal." And so I was like, on my 21st birthday, if I don't have a drink, that means I'm not an alcoholic. So my 21st birthday came, I didn't drink like anything, and then the next day I'm hunting for a weed. And then I become a pothead for 2 years, and I'm like waking and baking. And then I think one of the things that kind of made me want to stop was I was sitting on the couch in the living room with my grandmother, and my grandmother's like old school from the village African woman, and we're watching TV, and like I'm cracking up because the commercials are just hilarious to me. I was like, forget the shows, like the commercials are where it's at. And then like I was watching a commercial and I looked at her and I almost felt like we were having like telepathy, and like she was telling me like, I know you're high. So I looked at her. I was like, does she know I'm high? Does she know I'm high? I was like, I gotta stop. And so the next day I literally just stopped that.
Oh, cold turkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put down weed and then picked up the bottle again.
What's funny is I used to love commercials when I was stoned.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a commercial guy just by heart, but like when you're TV was funny because it all seems so fake when I'm like stoned. Like you could totally tell they're acting in a studio,
Yeah.
but it still seems so funny.
Yeah.
Were you ever a pot smoker?
I never liked it. I always wanted to like it. That's what's so weird. That's the one drug that I like, for whatever reason, I was like envious of, because my college roommate used to smoke, but she was so high functioning. Like she's an accountant. She would go into finals high. It's just she was able to function. I always was super paranoid, and then I would like internalize and like hate myself. I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh my, say all the like horrible things. I would dissect myself, where I literally would be like, please get out of me. Like I don't want to be high anymore. I don't want to be high anymore. Like that's how bad it was for me.
Oh wow.
I'm glad you're saying that, because I actually didn't like weed either, because I would always end up talking to the wall. And like I would think I can control it. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out why people like it so much.
Totally. I still was like fascinated, because I was like, never once, and I tried it a good amount of times, I feel like, or I would eat like insane.
Oh yeah, that was
So
like
I'm like, nah. This
yeah,
ain't
it
for
made me fat,
Uh-uh.
real fat. Like that, because that was my
And
first.
slow. It
That
made me
was my
slow.
first drug was marijuana before I found meth.
Yeah.
And like I was just trying to escape from reality my whole life, and I didn't really love weed. I mean, I did like it, and I liked to laugh, but man, the munchies. I mean, and my parents had like I grew up in a house full of food, and like not good food either, like Mama Celeste pizzas and those little microwave burritos. And we would me and my boys would go to town.
But isn't that crazy though? Like how certain substances or just affect every single human differently, because I know a lot of people that smoke recreationally
And
and
then-
are very functional
Yeah.
and like still have like a so-called normal life.
Snoop Dogg.
I mean,
Oh,
super
I mean,
His entire life. I'm like, how is he still going?
Like he made a career.
yeah,
He probably wouldn't be Snoop Dogg if he didn't smoke.
I know, it's crazy, right?
And
but
like,
whatever
it made me
reason-
lazy as fuck.
Yep.
I would,
It does the opposite for some people. Some people, they smoke and then they actually want to do shit. They like want to get shit done. It's bizarre. I don't know. That's what cocaine does for me. That's why I'm an upper kind of gal.
See, alcohol makes me like act like I'm on crack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You would think like there were moments where people were like, "What is she on?" And they'll come and ask me like, "What are you on?" I'm like, "Whiskey." And they couldn't believe it. Like, no, there's something else in there. I'm like, it's whiskey.
Did you just admit that whiskey is your drink?
JD,
Right now?
man.
Yeah.
JD. I had, speaking of characters, my alter ego's name was Electra Cain.
Oh, nice.
She was a rock star, and she would just drink whiskey and like put on her black leather jacket,
Ooh, I like
everything. Just she was my confidant, I guess. She was the one that like was like, you know what, forget all these fears that you have. We're gonna go out and we're gonna do what we want to do tonight. And yeah, and then when she was done, I'd be like, dang, I can't keep up with her. I can't at all.
How old were you at this time when you had gone through your weed like little stint and then you turned back to alcohol?
24.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is when like it was fun because this is now the Hollywood chapter in my life where we're going to the club. We have like promoter friends are in the front, so they just let us in, and me and my girls are like getting dressed up and like we're partying like 5 out of 7 days a week and resting for 2, and like yeah, that time was fun. And then after a while I realized my circle of friends started to change like every season. And I became very lonely. And then they came in between that feeling that I was still chasing, right? Like, you guys we're partying, but like no one really wants to drink like I do, or like, and so I found myself just shifting through friends and finding myself at home, not being invited to anything. And I saw a lot of my friends like get their lives together, get married, have kids, and then the depression started to hit. And the anger started to resurface, and I found myself just being this kind of like this feral child, just like angry at the world. Very, very animalistic, primitive.
This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack Bags. This gear is meant for anybody gym, lifestyle, to anybody that's on the move. I mean, I like to say that us here and everybody that tunes in, we're not average. We're always a wolf. They have all the goods that you need, especially for anybody that is looking for a bag to carry their meal prep, a lunch pail, anything like that. They have you covered. So once again, go to wolfpack.com, use the code Hopeaholics, save 10%, and join the pack. How long did that go on for?
It's weird because I was also able to like put myself together and present myself, because I went to UC San Diego. So I'd pull myself together, and then like when I would go home, just lose it.
Sure.
And then after UC San Diego, when I came back, I ran into this guy that the first time I tried cocaine was in San Diego. Didn't really have like my grandmother had passed away. Didn't really like, it didn't do anything for me. I was like, I'm already high energy. This isn't, I didn't feel any effects. But a month after I tried it, I was like, I should try that again. And so I tried it again, and I definitely had an effect.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And it's weird because internally I knew intuitively, like, maybe that's the one thing I should stay away from, because the way my brain is wired, I was like, that's the one thing I should never touch. And I made a pact to myself not to ever touch cocaine. So at 27, when I touched cocaine, it was like a little sneaky little thing, like, okay, like, yeah, of course it didn't do anything. But when I came back home from college, I remember when my grandmother had passed away, I was just like, where's that cocaine at? And so I had ran into this guy that me and my friends were out partying, and this guy, he like saw me, and like he was being kind of like very aggressive and wouldn't let me like walk past him. And me being naive, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, he's flirting.
Oh,
like,
right.
okay, hey, what's up? And so I remember at the end of that night, like I asked him, I was like, do you know where I can get some cocaine? And he was like, yeah, I know where you can get some cocaine. I'm like, cha-ching, let's go. And then did coke with that guy, and I don't know how much time I have, but
You got a lot.
Yeah, you got a lot.
okay, so I did cocaine with this guy, And I stayed the night at his house, and we were talking up. And the next day, of course, I'm like, oh my God, he's not attractive. He's not. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like, I need to go home. And he's like, yeah, I'll take you home. And he's like telling me all these beautiful story, like his life story, and how he's from South Africa, white guy. He's from South Africa, has this accent. I'm like, okay, well, you seem cool. I'm like, we could be friends, you know, like I'm not looking at him like that. So he takes me home, and then I go home, and then I think 2 days later he calls me. He's like, what are you doing this weekend? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm going to be resting. And around this time I was trying to slow down after college. Like I had been partying for like a decade, and I was like, I need to get my stuff together. I want to like have a chance at this life. And he was just like, hey, what are you doing next weekend? And like, I was like, oh, I'm going to be resting. And then I didn't see that this guy was already like try to get a hold on me. So he had this pattern of like every day he would call, but he was just trying to keep tabs on me. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And it took me like maybe 2 months to realize that he was actually a dealer. I didn't know that he was a dealer. And when we were hanging out at his house, he's already telling his friends that I'm his girlfriend.
What?
By this time, I'm like getting hooked on it. So he was very strategic.
Sure.
And when that first night when we hung out, when he was telling me his stories, I told him I have some issues. Like doctors have called me all kinds of, they've labeled me all these things like bipolar. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And so he's just clocking it. Every detail I give him, he's clocking in his pocket. And I find out like later on, this guy, he flips out on me 2 months after knowing him, and we're hanging out at his house. I'm like, I'm getting free cocaine. It's like prime. I don't mind, you know? So I'm there, and he kind of like snaps like out of nowhere. He was like, cause I wanted to leave and I was going to go home. He's like, why are you leaving? Are you trying to break up with me? I was like, when did I say I was with you?
Oh man.
When did I say when did we become what? But I'm probably like high on cocaine, like, whatever, just give me another line, you know? And so, and I asked him, I said, do you deal? Like, why do you always have it? You know, like, do you deal? And he was like, no, I don't. Like, he just flat out lied to me. And about 2 months after meeting this guy, we were leaving the bar. He slaps me in the back of an Uber. And I tell the Uber driver, like, pull over. I guess his reason for slapping me was because I wouldn't shut up. So we get in his apartment, and he starts like telling me like, why don't you like shut up, blah, blah. I was like, don't ever tell me to shut up, blah, 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 this and that. And he just wails on me and starts beating me up, grabs me off of his bed, tosses me on the ground. He's beating me up. I black out. I'm coming to. And I know, like, when I come to, I start kicking him, like, to escape him. I'm in a T-shirt. There's, like, blood all over. I don't know where. I think the blood came from my nose because it wasn't, like, my eyes or anything. I take off running. He was by the beach, so I take off and I go right across the street, and I'm sitting in front of the ocean. And I'm like, how did I get here? Like, what's going on? Like, I can't tell my family what just happened, you know? And so here I am, like, trauma bonding with this guy because I'm going back, and I go back to get my cell phone. And when I get my cell phone from one of his roommates, I call the police. I said, hey, I need help. Like, this guy just attacked me, blah, blah, blah. The police show up. They go and talk to him and his roommates, who were probably getting cocaine from him too. And they made up some story that was not true. And I get arrested. Yeah. So I'm like being taken away. I was like, what's going? They literally like, did you hit him with your hand like this, or did you hit him like this? And I was like, I don't know. I was just trying to like defend myself. And they're like, did you hit him with your hand like this or like this? I was like, I don't know, like this, you know? So they're taking it like this is a weapon now, right? So basically they said, all right, Miss Seisay, blah, 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 turn around. I was like, what is going on? And this is the first time I ever got arrested. And they put me in, they're arresting me, and I'm asking him, like, is he getting arrested too? Like, why am I getting arrested? He's the one that like beat me up, blah, blah, blah. And they weren't listening to me. And it was a Friday, which I found out that Friday that you don't want to go to jail on a Friday.
Because there's no court until Monday.
Yes.
Exactly.
So for sure you're at least in there until Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. You live and learn.
Yeah.
And so I'm in there. I get in there and I'm just terrified. Like, and I had this mantra of I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
Yeah.
When like, and when in recovery, I realized like why I walked through all those things. But in the moment, I was just like, I don't belong here. And I show up in jail and they're like checking me in and they're asking me like, hey, so we saw your medical records. Do you have some mental issues, or do you have like some issues that you like? We feel like you could possibly benefit from solitary confinement rather than being in the general population, right? And me being the naive martyr, I'm like, you know what? I did the crime, so I should do the time.
Right.
I'll be in general population. Thank you very much. So they put me in general population, and it's a tank with 40 crazy women. And I'm just like, it was absolute hell on earth. They have like, there's politics going on. Like there's like the ones that run the tank, the scared ones, like, and it was just such a wild experience. And I was like kind of curious because my ego is like, why aren't they like coming for me? Why aren't they like trying to bug me? The next morning, I like see myself in that faded mirror. And both my eyes are bloodshot. I'm bruised up. I look like jacked up, and my weave is falling to the left. I was like, that's why they're not messing with me. They're like, she's crazy. So I just recall like just being in that tank with all those women. There was a moment where this older lady, because they were setting up people to get jumped in the bathroom. And this older lady, like I could see that she was being targeted next. And I was raised a Christian, and so I'm still a believer today. But like I just had this like inkling to ask one of the guards for a Bible. I was like, dude, can I get a Bible? And he like gave me the Bible. And I just clutched onto it, and I just started praying. I opened up a page, and then like I closed it and held it to my chest because I was like, something's about to go down. And then the moment I put it on my chest like this, the older lady that was in the bunk in front of me, like they call her name, and the guards like open up the tank and like tell her to come out. Cause I was like, and for some reason in that moment, I felt like God was like saying, watch, look what I can do, you know? And so I was like, whoa, that can't happen that fast, you know? And I had those moments throughout my dark times. So Monday shows up. So it's Monday now, and it's like 2 p.m. and my time's up to be called. And I'm in this cage in the courthouse in handcuffs, bruised up. And the judge is like, is she bruised up? Like, did you guys take pictures? Why she looks messed up? Turns out that my ex-abuser, because I never called him my ex-boyfriend because I never said we were together.
Sure.
So I say ex-abuser, but so he shows up in court and pleads to them to release me to him. And so now I'm terrified. Like, are you kidding me? This guy that just beat me up. Now it was such a mind F. And so the judge was like, did you guys take pictures? Before they let him in, they were like, did you take pictures? Because when I explained my story, they were like, check her body and all that. And they checked my body and they saw the bruises and they took pictures. And so they were considering possibly like giving me the chance to go to trial and all that. But like being like just terrified of the whole situation, I just remember just wanting to be done with it. And it's also like battered women syndrome. You're like, just like, no, like I got to protect the situation for some reason. But that night they did release me to him. And I was like, it's one of the sickest feelings a woman can feel after an incident like that. And then now like the court just let you into this guy's hand, and you just don't know what's about to happen. And now I'm hooked on cocaine. Like now I'm like willing to be there if I can get another bump.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't want to keep talking if you guys have.
No, keep going. So then you get out, you get released to him, and then what happens? How long do you stay in that situation?
So I get released to him, and from that point on, it was me trying to get home to my mom for like years. It wasn't just like, okay, I want to go back home this weekend. he would say, "Oh, I'll give you a ride." Or I was too tweaked out to like drive 40 minutes to my house. And then every once in a while, it would be like every 2 months or so, I would end up at my mom's house, like all broken, either with a bag from jail or just like with one shoe on, or he'll just drop me off in like my shirt and boxers, and like I'm looking all like crazy. And then I would just like unleash while I was in my mom's house. And she actually said something the other day that like I didn't realize. She said, because I was in her house, and I started singing. I was like, whoa, like singing. Maybe my singing was bad, but she was like, she came out of her room. She's like, what happened? I was like, oh, I'm just singing. And she was like, oh, because when you used to struggle, you would just scream for no reason. And so it still startles me, and like it made me feel so bad, and then it made me flash back to when I finally like started going to treatment, and when I visited her one time, and I saw I had sucked all the life out of her, because it was years of me staying with this guy and then coming back home, and then all the anger I had towards him, I would just unleash it on her, because I felt like she couldn't protect me. She wasn't hearing my cry. And in all honesty, this woman is a nurse. She's been trained like to just not react to people that are mentally ill. And she like one time made a comment, like she's like, I'm scared you're gonna end up at my job one of these days, And she's like, people like you show up to my work all the time. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so it was 5 years of me trying to leave,
Wow.
and this guy wouldn't let me go. And then closer to the end of those 5 years, I found work in Irvine, and I started working, and he would show up to my lunch every day. He was like, hey, I brought you lunch. And I'd go down, like just trying to get him away from my job. And he would just like get in the car, and like, he was like, yeah, I'm going to take you to lunch. And then as soon as I get in the car, he starts just cussing me out. He hits on his brakes so that like my head would slam on the dashboard. He'll call me the N-word, all kinds of weird stuff. It was bad. And like one time there were people driving by, and I'm like, I'm sure they can hear this, right? Like, but people didn't want to get involved in that type of stuff. So
I like getting involved in that type of stuff.
yeah, I wish you were there.
Like that's like one of my things. I ever see shit like that, and I can't help myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And what's crazy about it is my name, the name Chad, actually means that I'm a protector of the innocent.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful.
So, yeah, I've gotten involved before.
Yeah.
It's scary. How'd you get out of it?
I know when you tell the story, it's I know there's more in-depth feelings and emotions there, because I'm sure this isn't easy.
Right.
Like especially at the end right here you are like 5 years into this, like trying to get out and trying to were you still using coke right then at the end right there?
At the end, it was me literally trying to quit, and he would
It.
Yeah, there was one time he actually put it in my mouth, because he was like, here, you need this. And like I was just over it. It wasn't fun anymore. And then he put a Xanax in my mouth because he said I was too hyped. But he would scream at me like all night, like 4 a.m. His neighbors didn't care. There was one time, because I was so lost, I remember he became kind of like the only place that I could like go to after years of being disconnected from my real life. And I had asked him, I was like, hey, like I'm tired, I need to sleep. Can I just like go inside and sleep? And so he said, yeah. And then I remember he said, I'm not home, but like the window should be open. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go through the window. And one of his neighbors saw me climb through the window, and they called the police. And the police show up. And that was one of the few days that I actually didn't drink or do cocaine. And the police show up, but it wasn't just the regular police. It was the SWAT team. It was the SWAT team. the SWAT team, and they were like, 306, come out. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why are all these lights? I'm just literally on the couch, like finally hungry because I didn't do anything that day. And I'm like, okay, I just had a slice of pizza and I'm on the couch thinking that this man will be like kind when he gets home. And then next thing you know, lights are going off. They're like, we have a K9 unit, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. And so I was like, okay, let me just open up the door. Another traumatic moment. And I open up the door and I see these big old, I don't know if they're called M16s, but they're big guns. And it's like pointed at me. And like, I'm just numb at this moment. Like, what is this? Am I in a movie? Like, what's going on? And, they arrest me because I had pepper spray, because from the first arrest, I wasn't supposed to carry any weapons. So they arrest me again because I had pepper spray. Yeah. So I was deep in the system at this point. And I just remember, I think at the end when I was in court, they like assigned me a public defender. And I was like, this lady isn't doing much for me. You know, like she was like, do you want to go to trial? I wouldn't go to trial because like they can do this and that and this. And so I just, I don't even know how I got in contact with my lawyer, but I like somehow mustered up the strength to just say, all right, I'll figure out how to pay for this. And because of him, the court sentenced me to 52 weeks of domestic violence classes. Went through all 52 weeks, and being the alcoholic that I am, the 52nd week
Celebrated.
on the way to the last class, the Uber driver, like I'm drinking beer and stuff, and like the Uber driver picks up and he has a vape, a weed pen. And I was like, what is that? A weed pen? He's like, yeah. He's like, you want to hit? I'm like, sure. And I hit it. And I show up to the class in my PJs and I just like fall on my knees because I'm so dramatic. And I like tell all the women that were in that group, I was like, I'm so sorry, you guys. I've been lying to you. I'm not clean and sober. And the lady that was in charge, she was like, got her. She was always trying to get us like to do more classes, probably for the money. But yeah, my lawyer luckily I had gotten a lawyer right before then. And like, he's a shark dude. And he was just like, dude, I'm going to, he's like, I'm going to make sure that you don't have to retake the whole thing again, just make up for one class. Right. And so he was able to do that. And, when it was time to like strategize getting out of that relationship though, it was so weird and so hard. But my technique was, I'm going to act crazier than I really am to scare this guy. And it started working. And I started telling him about my alter ego. I was like, dude, I have an alter ego named Electric Cain, and she will whoop your ass. And he was just like, what? Like one night I literally started like playing like switch personalities. I would act like Electra and then like I would just be myself. And he was like, what's going on? And he was legitimately freaked out because I did it so good. And he was just like, dude, I don't want to deal with this. And so he was okay with me leaving. Then I got back home and like I remember getting back home, he showed up and he accused me of stealing $5,000 from him. And I'm not a thief. I don't care about like stealing money. And so I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I finally make it home. I'm on my mom's couch detoxing in my onesie. Like, what are you doing here? You know? And so like we got in a physical fight and I didn't care. And this is in like Norwalk next to the Vatos, right?
Yeah.
So like he's in the front of the house and I'm like just wailing on him, just beating him up so that he can get away from me. And like one of the cholos next door saw him, like, and he takes off. And then the cholo is like, hey, you just got beat up, huh? And I just like go back and I was like, F this. And I slammed the door. That's when Electric Cain like came back in my life. And she probably saved my life, but I was just done, dude. And
now the cholo said that to the dude.
Yeah, to my
oh yeah,
abuser.
that's why I like cholos, man. They'll
He was
just
like,
say
hey, you just
whatever,
got
dude.
beat up,
Homeboy's
huh?
running like, hey, you just got beat up, eh?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I hung out with cholos a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah. After that, I was in a bunch of programs like the DV thing and I went to detox. I actually got sober during the pandemic.
Okay.
And so I remember Like one of the facilities I had ended up in over the years, it was literally the only treatment center that I felt cared that we got better. And so in March of that year, I was actually in a medium functioning unit. And so just kind of like just, my head's a little wobbly at that point. And we're in the lobby. There's like maybe 6 of us, and like we're watching TV and we're seeing people fight over toilet paper, and we're looking at each other like we're the ones in the ward right now. Like, what's going on? And they released me the day the lockdown was mandated. And so I'm being released in this world where like no one's at Wendy's, nothing's going on. I'm like, what is going on? Like, how am I going to do this? But I finally wanted to get sober, like in that moment. And so for the next couple of months, from March till about October, I did 21 days because in college we learned 21 days to build a habit, right?
Yeah.
And so on day 22, I was like, okay, I went 21 days without
Habit
drinking.
built.
Yeah. My alcoholism was like, hey, you did it. 21 days.
Yeah.
Let's go drink. So I
Let's
picked
go
up the
drink. Let's go drink.
Yes.
That's what she said.
That's what my alcoholism said. Let's get a bottle.
Yeah.
And then, so I started drinking, but the drinking was I had never drank like this before. I was crawling in my towel on the kitchen floor to get another drink. The pipes were burst because I had clogged them up. It was like a horror flick.
That story. If you want more of that story, guys, go check out the Recover Out Loud.
It was just wild. And then I just remember like October was around the corner, and I told my friends the previous year, let's do Sober October. And a couple of them were able to do it, and I wasn't able to do it. And the same thing happened. And like, I was like, I'm going to stop. October 1st is going to be my first day. And then October 1st came, and I had one last drink, and then I packed my bags because I knew what that entailed. Like, I had a drink. That means next thing you know, I'm going to be going out to go get cocaine and weed. And I've done E before too. I tried LSD in my last year before I got sober. So yeah, I was trying to escape for sure. But yeah.
And then after that last drink, then what?
I packed my bags, and then I went right back to that same treatment center that I felt cared for. And then, but something had changed in me because all those years, like, I would just not listen to anyone that had the resources I needed. And so they basically, like, this time I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to everything they say. Like, if they say, go here, do this, I'm going to do it. Cause I was tired. Like, I was at the point where I was in a fetal position. I can feel my like organs like slowing down. And, so I went in, I packed my bags. I called them. I was like, hey, do you guys have a bed? And they said, yeah, we have a bed. And I was like, okay, let me go now. Cause I called previously, and one time they didn't have a bed. So I had to just keep drinking until a bed freed up. And so I got in, and I was in the hospital for 28 days on lockdown. And then I went to sober living, and then I connected with my recovery community, and I started doing what it takes. Like, recovery has just been, it's like that high that I was chasing, you know, like I remember my first year just feeling so good. I was like, oh my God, like I haven't drank in 60 days. And I actually like forced myself to quit cocaine before like I could stop the drinking, right? Like, it took some time. It took like a year and a half to try to quit cocaine. And then, and I was able to finally stop 2 weeks before I put my last drink down. So my journey in recovery now has just been it's surreal till this day. Yeah. It's been like, a lot of self-sacrifice, a lot of discipline, a lot of being of service to others. I love the recovery community because it's proved to me that in this crazy world that we live in, like, people that usually would not mix can coexist and be altruistic. And I love what you guys are doing. I love the fact that you're extending that so that people can see that it exists, because when I was out there running and gunning, I didn't have a clue that I had resources. I just thought no one understands what I'm going through, and like I just didn't know where to turn. And so yeah, it's been a crazy ride. My first year, I'm glad I just remembered this. So it's not as easy as I would have liked it to be, right? After the trauma and all that, I had some episodes of PTSD, and I didn't know like it was PTSD I was dealing with. I'm like, I'm sober now, I'm clean now. Like, why am I having this weird experience, right? But something did trigger it. I acquired a stalker.
What?
How do you acquire those? Or how do you become? How do you?
How did that happen?
Gosh. So I was being of service, and among this group, and this guy just had an immediate affinity with me, and just like he got closer to my friends, and like got my number, and like I thought he was just like someone that was part of the recovery community, and so he was just, honestly, he's, some are sicker than others. This dude is just, I'm so good. I'm working on my cussing, but he's batshit crazy. Yeah. And basically he just started telling people, like so he started cyber stalking me during the lockdown, basically. And after that, I don't know how he got my address, but he started sending gifts that I didn't want. And I got so frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, he sent me a picture that he drew of me. I had blonde hair at the time. I was like, that doesn't even look like me. Sends a flower. I was like, I don't want flowers. And his wife, this guy lived in Chicago. His wife texts me, and he was like, I don't know what's going on here, blah, blah, blah. I was like, first of all, you have it all wrong, because I don't want anything to do with this guy. And then a year later, she I communicated with her because I was trying to get him served papers for a restraining order. And she basically was like, I guess she kind of finally found out, oh, he's crazy, because she was like, oh yeah, we're getting a divorce, and yeah, that he needs help. Like, that's all she told me.
Damn.
I was like, a year ago, you're accusing me of like being, I don't know, but it was weird. And so that was terrifying, because being newly sober is already scary in itself, right? And so I'm like, every single day I'm having a brand new experience with life, and then here I am having to deal with the same emotions from my trauma, my abuse, that fight or flight, like being extra vigilant and thinking like when I see people, he looks like that could be my stalker. It was just a terrifying.
So you did you know what he looked like?
I did know what he looked like. And guess what? He showed up in California.
Oh, wow.
And like it's weird, because like in a very, like in an emergency, I go from like being this fun, like casual person to very stealth mode. And I just get in like just, and I saw the guy, and I was just like, what the are you doing here? And I walk away, and like he was trying to sit next to me, and I made it louder to people. I was like, this dude's stalking me.
Oh my God.
And people were just like, what's going on? And I like take off and leave. And I I had to act quick, and I tried to get a process server to serve him papers. And when I went to court that day, the process server forgot to check one box, and the judge said, we can't hear your case. And so you would think it would have like shook him off a little bit. Nope. He was like, well, I got away with it so I can keep stalking her. And like he kept sending gifts. And then I'm so grateful for my mentor today, but she is a tough chick, and she's just like, she's a lawyer too. So she was just like, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. And I was just like, okay, let's go. And I'm basically like, she's walking me through this terrifying moment. I'm like, I can't believe I have to deal with this again. And all the evidence I'd collected for that year, I was able to get it processed, and then had the Chicago PD serve this guy at his house. And then he had to show up on video court, and I could hear this guy's creepy voice tell the clerk, yeah, she's an ex-girlfriend. I'm like, are you? My skin is crawling. I'm like, no, no, no. And I'm like trembling. The fact that I'm back in court in recovery is already like, that's enough, So yeah, that was weird.
How long did that go on for?
3 years.
Oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm. 3 years.
Girl. Damn.
There should just be somebody that you can call to handle that.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
shit,
like
like
super
I know that's like whatever due process. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Just make a phone call.
Yeah. Yeah, I was ready to take it into my own hands.
Yeah.
At that point. And then another big thing that happened after getting sober was I was engaged. And I took it upon myself to end it because I felt like it was going to jeopardize my sobriety. He was a charming guy and he was very smart and all that. And yeah, when he proposed, I said yes. But after he got the ring on my finger, he started switching up a little bit. And I'm like, my story. Like, why are you... and he's considered a normie, so like he could drink and not like get crazy, but we would be in the car and it reminded me of like my ex-abuser. Like we would get in the car in close quarters and then he would just start like ripping on me like blah, 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 blah. And I was like, excuse me? Like, my story and you're acting like this. And so like, and then another thing was like he started smoking weed like every single day. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to kiss you and you're like smelling like weed.
Yeah.
And so when I pulled the plug on that, like it was a good thing. Like in hindsight, I was like, dang, that was a good thing that I did. Like I chose my sobriety over that relationship. And then ever since then though, like I've been grateful that I experienced those type of things early on because I think that it's just making me tougher for the journey ahead. Yeah.
What's life looking like for you today? Like what's a day in, take us in a day in the life of Gladys today.
A day in the life. Man, okay. I wake up at 5 to my one of my mentees calls. And then another one is in Houston, one is in Dominican Republic.
Oh wow.
And then I have another one here in Southern California. So they call and check in. And after that, I basically get my bags packed and I go to the gym and I'm in the gym from 6 to 7. And then I get home and then I call my mentor and I get ready. But I get ready from 8 to 9, but I call it medi dress, meaning like I'm playing either sound bats or chimes or playing something to just keep my mind at ease. And it's my meditative hour and I'm putting on my makeup and all that. And then from 9 to 5, I'm on Zoom working in my virtual office because I'm a business owner now. So I have an agency and I'm like dealing with all these grown toddlers. And then if I have spare time, I'm doing artistic stuff. Like you saw the dancing and stuff. Cause I've always been an artist and that's where my heart is. But like nowadays you gotta like just grind and do adult stuff. So yeah, but today is pretty good. I have multiple like communities and I never felt like I fit in, but today I feel like I'm like loved and respected in my communities and it feels good. I'm someone that's reliable. I feel a part of, and I never had that till I got sober. And the crazy thing though has been like my relationship with my mother, because for the longest I thought we weren't gonna get along, and so today we're best friends. Like it's such a trip, and it's only been that good for the past 2 years, but I was waiting for it to like fall through again, and it's been consistent, like where she's calling me and telling me about, I like this morning I bumped a car and like I can't believe the lady asked for my insurance, it was just a scratch. And I'm like, oh wow, she's my friend.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice. Yeah.
I mean that's beautiful. It's a beautiful gift of what sobriety brings us,
Yeah.
mending those types of relationships.
And she's got to be like happy that where your life's at right now, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that we seem to, we hurt the most. Not, and it's ever like intentional. I mean, not in my life. And those are the relationships too. The ones that, like my mom, my wife, any of my loved ones, people that I care about. And then I'm like in my active disease, and I'm hurting them. That's where I feel the most pain and shame and guilt. And it's not even the stuff that I did to myself. It's always the stuff that I ended up doing to them and being so selfish.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do that today.
No.
We get to actually like show up and be of service and be there and not be the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. Oh, I was a good Dr. Jekyll. and
Oh yeah,
Mr.
me too, girl. Me too. Especially when you were talking about your weave like crooked, I was like, oh, me and you, we would have had a hell of a run. 'Cause my shit was fucked up too. Mine coming, oh, it was terrible. It made me have like a flashback.
You always got your hair done?
No.
Huh?
You know that's no idea. But congratulations. Like for real. Good for you. And good for you for choosing yourself and your relationship, because picking a partner I think is like the biggest decision that we all can make, and it's something that we should obviously
take some time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure they're the right fit, you know?
Yeah. I'm kind of in a weird spot right now, though, because I feel asexual. Like, I don't feel attracted to anyone. But I almost feel like it's also, like, my mind trying to just protect me.
It could be like a little defense mechanism that you're just not ready to, like, open your heart to somebody right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'm with you, girl.
Nah, because
There ain't shit out there.
Her saying that literally made me think of you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you figured?
That's why I'm, like, letting the cat out of the bag. Like,
Where's all the good-looking dudes at?
well,
Where's all the attractive men at,
But
Emily?
with good value.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't even have to be like, because I'm the type of person, really, honestly, like.
Don't start
it's
with
true.
this bullshit.
They don't have to be this like smoke show. But if their morals, values, all the things line up and they're sweet and kind, it makes them more attractive.
Yeah.
Haven't you met people that are
They're
like,
all sweet and kind until we put that ring on your finger.
or until they try like get
Then
in their
they
pants.
switch.
Yeah.
Or you get in your pants.
Yeah. Then
Yep.
it's all of a sudden.
Yeah,
And then
the-
it's all of a sudden. That's
I just
like,
don't want to play that game.
That's
Yeah,
the
me
that's the
either.
test, though, man. How, can you be sweet and kind? Like, I mean, you really have to get to know, like, find somebody's heart too. And plus, you know,
It's just too much.
y'all are single. I'm not. So, like, but I had to go through some time, some shit, because I got divorced.
I
I
don't wanna do all
relapsed,
that.
all that. And what I mean by some shit though is I had to go internal,
Well,
like
that's what I'm doing.
to
Yeah,
really
honestly,
figure out like
I will say
who I am.
I feel like I've done some incredible internal work, and I feel like if my husband was to walk into this room right
You would
now,
know.
that like he will be getting a quality woman.
Sure.
It's not.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't think that like it's me per se. Like that's not ready to bring stuff to the table, and I am vigilant to be like, all right, if I'm like acting weird, I got to go deal with this elsewhere. I'm not gonna put it on my
Yeah.
partner, but the market is it's pretty bad right now. It's pretty bad.
I haven't really browsed the market, but from what I've seen, I could agree.
What
can
you
concur.
haven't even looked at it
I
in
know.
market. Like,
Then I can't speak either because I have it.
Yeah.
Like I
what are
can
you
just
guys
look
looking at? The Instagram market?
at- No,
I know. I
just
don't even,
everywhere.
I know. I'm like, what?
Well, she don't go anywhere. That's like
It's true.
Costco
That's about it.
on Wednesday.
That's about it. I
Nice.
get
We
my-
ain't going tomorrow, so
And I get my personal groceries delivered. So.
yeah. So you don't even like, you know, a lot of people meet their soulmate at the grocery store.
Mm-mm.
No, you don't believe that one, huh?
I am not meeting somebody like looking for milk. Like
You ain't looking that's why when you're at the grocery store, you're looking for milk. You're looking for whatever you want to eat, and then there he is. That's where we go, man.
no,
When
it
I-
is
when
not. I have never heard.
when
I
I was
have
single,
never heard of that ever.
when I was single, I used to just go to the
Are you
grocery
serious?
store. Where else was I gonna go?
I heard guys like specifically go to like Trader Joe's or something to find a wife. But I
What?
don't believe. I believe
Trader Joe's is where the married women are at, though, aren't they? Or
Really?
I don't know. Where do you shop? You're single.
I
Whole Foods, Trader Joe's.
No, I shop everywhere. I'm
Sprouts?
not really picky. I like Sprouts. But yeah, I think with like just the dating thing alone, like I feel like this is my belief that if I'm in alignment with myself and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then God's timing is going to make it happen, you know?
It's gonna be perfect.
And I'm going to meet him like in a common space where we both like to go.
Yeah.
Definitely not the bar
Not the bar. No.
Yeah.
or the club.
You can find me in the club. Bottle full of.
Bub.
I got what you need.
No.
Huh?
Or the
No.
candy shop.
Oh, the candy shop. 50 Cent's great, man.
Yeah.
See, like 50 Cent's my dude. I like.
That's
I
because he's petty.
I love that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like
Like-
you don't ever want to cross him because
Like he'll come
is
at you
petty
and
as
he
fuck.
don't give a fuck.
no.
And I kind of feel like because he earns the right to not give a fuck because I don't feel like
Because he got shot in the mouth.
that.
That
got-
probably set the
He
tone.
got street cred. He's
He got
like,
street
he's, yeah.
cred. He's not a snitch. He's not, he doesn't seem to be like the rest of the, the Diddy crew up in there.
Yeah.
But he's getting some heat right now for the Diddy documentary.
I watched it and it confirmed some of my questions. So I'm glad the documentary happened.
Who's he getting heat from?
A lot of other hip hop artists, probably people that were at the Diddy parties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I hear I saw some of the guys, some other guys were talking shit like you can't be doing that to other black people.
Oh,
It's not. And
Oh, that's stupid.
literally
Yeah,
saying
that's-
shit
I feel like
that.
that's so dumb. That's
That's
like,
a
okay, so
cop-out.
what?
So
That's
you're
like,
gonna protect a pedophile, but if
Right.
Donald Trump is Epstein, what the fuck's his name?
Epstein.
No, it wasn't a Freudian slip. I only did that for you because you don't like Donald.
But you're right.
Because you don't like the Donald.
But that's like, but that would be insane if you heard a white person saying like, oh, you shouldn't say anything like about.
Oh, white
Jeffrey
people are fucking rats and snitches.
But I mean, that's just like, but that's where we're skewed. It's like, no, bad, there's good and bad.
Yeah.
So there's not an in between. I don't
Exactly.
care
There's
who you are.
bad and good, but do you snitch on the bad just because you witness it? I don't know. It's up to you guys. If it has to do with anything,
if people are drugged
if
and
it,
they
if
can't
it has
consent,
anything to
yes.
do with
and underage,
children
Yeah.
And-
yeah,
that's
fuck that.
next
and women
level.
being drugged
Totally.
That should
without
absolutely be
without
drugged.
consent,
That should be.
then I have a real problem with it.
Yeah, you're not a
But-
rat.
but-
You're like
but I-
literally like.
But I'm
you're-
not gonna. I'm not the guy that would take it to the police.
police.
I'm not really that guy. I'm not gonna call up the police and say that. I might go to my safe. And
Well,
handle
see,
it.
he's doing. It's 50 Cent. He's doing.
and
it
that's
in-
what I feel like 50 Cent does.
But he's doing it in an artistic way,
did a
and
good
he
job.
has the platform to do it, and of course, petty rivalry. Like if you
And
had,
he's making money.
yeah. So if you had that,
Fools
all of
making
those-
money.
Yeah, laughing straight to the bank. Like,
He had the top 5 shows on
Yep.
Stars.
Nice.
From Power to Power Book 2, Force, BMF.
mhm.
BMF was one of my favorites. So it's kind of like a true story of a cocaine dealer.
Oh.
And
I need to give it a go. I haven't.
you haven't done BMF?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, yeah. I'm watching Force right now. It's the last season, and then it's over. And then there's another one that's kind of.
We have skewed. We're
I know
going
we always
off.
do, but we're at the end. So the only people that are listening to this is G,
My
my
mom.
mom, and your mom.
Mhm.
So
But you should be very proud of yourself.
you
Oh,
should.
Thank you.
Yeah, for multiple, like obviously sobriety one, but being in relationships like that, and then you had to walk away from a potential one that was supposed to be a forever one. Those are difficult things to do, especially like having to kind of navigate and heal from previous stuff that you had to walk through. So clearly, the journey that you're walking is the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a tough one, but it's worth it.
yeah,
Yeah.
good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
showing up and just
Yes.
bringing the name Gladys back into my life, because Gladys was my preschool teacher. And
Dude, it's so weird. Gladys was okay. So my
Shut the
mom,
fuck up.
not my preschool teacher though, but she was a little white old lady. That's why I'm like Gladys. I haven't heard that name in like a really long time.
Gladys was Filipino in my life.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
This one was
crazy,
white, a little white lady, and she was like she always told my mom and me that she was gonna pay for me because she was like, you need to go to finishing school.
What, finish?
Eating, finishing school, where they proper and etiquette.
Oh my God. She eats like a savage. Just like
Oh my god. Anyways.
holds the spoon
you,
like
Gladys.
this.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you
you.
guys.
Yeah, so but that is actually a common theme for Gladys. I just spit on my shirt.
I love hearing people's Gladys's stories.
Because everybody's got a Gladys in their life.
Yeah.
That was my best friend in 1958.
Mm-hmm.
Gladys is a old school name.
It is.
Yeah.
And typically people that have the name Gladys in my life that I've met, because I've met more than one, they're very sweet and nice.
Yeah, they are.
And they make a memorable impression.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
So thanks for coming and doing the
thank you so much.
Hopeaholics podcast.
thank you guys for having me.
Our pleasure.